Hi everyone, so today we're going to do kind of a medium ball class. So this is actually a 12-inch ball, so it mirrors kind of one of the bigger balls, but it's just a little smaller. So we're going to place this right behind our upper back, kind of right at the bottom of our shoulder blades. And you want to come to a place that you can actually feel your elbows come down to the mat. So you may need it a little higher, which is fine. It depends on how long your arms are. So from here, legs are in parallel. And we're going to start with just a little bit of that low belly scoop, just to kind of warm up. So we're going to pull that belly in. We're going to feel that low back, kind of try and press towards the floor. But because of our position on the ball, it doesn't actually make it there, right? But then allow yourself to come back to neutral. You feel the weight kind of come into the tailbone. Then you pull it back again on the exhale. We scoop that belly out. We hollow it out. Feel that low back pressing into the mat. And then we inhale. So from here, as you do this, keep thinking about the scoop, exhaling as you scoop, inhale as you release. You're gonna think of keeping the chest lifted, right? So you're not collapsed into the ball. You're feeling like the chest is lifting so that you're not just, you have weight in the ball, but not a ton. Let's do two more. And last one. We're going to continue to do that same work, but now we're going to add a lift to a leg and we're going to alternate. So as we lift, we're going to start with the left. Deep breath in, exhale, scooping that leg in as we scoop the belly, inhale and exhale. So it's this march. We want to feel as though the belly is leading the movement. Inhale, stay lifted with the chest. So don't let yourself collapse into the ball. And exhale. And exhale. Let's do three more on each side. And two. And one. Coming back. So same similar movement, we're adding on to a straight leg lower and lift. So we're gonna scoop the knee in first, extend the leg up, lower it down, lift it up, bend it back to the floor, other side. Up, lower, lift, in. Up, lower, lift, in. Up, lower, lift, in. Two more. Up, lower, lift, in, up, lower, lift, in. One more on each side. Up, lower, lift, in. And last one here. And rest. We're going to take those arms from the floor. We're going to go ahead and let them come behind the head. And the first thing is, we're going to kind of let the upper back really rest on the ball. I don't want you arched over, right, so that you're looking behind you. Your head is kind of looking up towards the ceiling. And from here, we're gonna feel our head just completely release into the hands. So you have absolutely no tension in your neck, and especially through the front of your neck, right? So from here, we're gonna just think more about the lift of the chest rather than a curl. So our eyes are at the ceiling, our head is heavy in the hands. We're gonna take our heart and we're just gonna lift it straight up to the ceiling. It's not gonna come up very high, but you're gonna feel the ball kind of, the weight of your upper back kind of alleviate from the ball. And then we press it back down. Exhale, lift. You should feel the core having to turn on as that heart and chest lift straight up to the ceiling. Go back, think about that relaxing of the head completely in those arms. Movement is at the chest. One more time. Now we're gonna change this and we're gonna turn this into a scoop. We're gonna try to stay a little bit more into a neutral, so you have your weight on the tailbone right now. That's where it's going to stay. We're gonna exhale, curl up. Looking at the knees with the chest. Inhale, curl back down, bringing the weight into the ball with the shoulders. Exhale, curl up, inhale. So it's really hard here to keep your neutral and keep that weight on the tailbone. You know, our propensity is to scoop that low belly, taking that weight off the tailbone, but we want to try to keep it in neutral. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. We're holding, as we curl up, we're holding, and we're going to take our heart and we're going to pulse it a little closer towards those knees. Pulse, pulse, up, 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 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your upper back relax over the ball. You can take those hands even behind you, really stretch it out. And then we're going to place those hands right back behind the head. And this time, we're going to come into a little rotation. So as we curl up, our head is still relaxed, but we are curling. We're going to curl up, we're going to rotate slightly. So our chest is rotating to the left. Inhale, back down. Exhale, curl up, rotate over to the right, and back down. So we're trying to keep the weight stationary on our tailbone area. We're trying not to let that weight fluctuate. So we're getting the movement from the upper body. And down. And down. So let's just do 1 more on each side. And up. Now, curl up to that left again. We're going to hold the curl and we're going to pulse. With that upper body, pulsing up on that external. 3, 2, 1. Curl down, come to the other side, curl up, and we pulse it up. And 3, 2, 1. Curl down, hold here. So we're going to add in a little bit of a leg extension. So just be a little careful here, because the higher the leg goes, a little easier it'll be on yourself. So we're going to still add in our rotation, but we're going to pull that knee in as we add that rotation, and then we send the leg out as we come back to center. Again. So let's add that scoop now into the belly. Scoop the belly. Pull it in, reach it out, scoop. So now we're changing the weight at the back of the pelvis. So we're coming into the back of the pelvis and then back to the tailbone. Scoop. Really pull that belly in. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Pull it in, hold. We're going to keep the rotation, send the leg out, pull it back in. Send it out, pull it back in. And 3, 2, 1, and set that down. Let's just do that on the other side. So we're going to start with the rotation as we pull the knee in. Send the leg out, go back to center. Let's add that scoop. Scoop it in, press it out, and out, and out. Let's do 3, 2, 1. We're holding, keep your scoop, reach the leg out, pull it in, out, pull it in. 3 more. Keep your lift. 2. Last one. And set it down. All right, we are going to take that ball out from underneath. We're going to place it.
We're going to stretch first.
But we're going to stretch first. And then we're going to come up. So you're going to stretch like Patty.
Like this.
This is exactly what your stretch looks like.
Okay, now we're going to come up.
We're going to place the ball between the ankles, so we're going to lay down. Thank you for that demonstration, Patty. All right. So,
All right.
coming down onto the floor with our feet and our upper body. Our hands are still going to be behind the head. So go ahead and let those arms come behind the head. If anyone has shoulder issues, you are more than welcome to do this with your hands in our regular tabletop position, okay? So from here, we're gonna still concentrate on that scoop of the belly. And as we scoop the belly, we're gonna lift those knees as we kind of roll up like a ball. So as you exhale, we scoop, and then we lower. And we scoop, and we lower. And up, and up. Let's do 2. And 1. And now we're gonna scoop up and we're gonna hold. We're gonna add those legs to extension. Exhale, scoop them back in. We're staying in our lifted if you can. Exhale. Now lower the head down on the next one. Send the legs out, lower the head down. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, lower. And 2. And 1. And lower those legs down. And just take a little break. So we're gonna add those legs to extension, but we're gonna be rotating one foot on top of the other. The ball is gonna stay where it's at, rotating one leg on top, and then switching it out. So, hands behind the head. Let's start with our scoop. So as we take the legs out, our right leg is gonna roll on top of the ball as we curl down. Exhale, bend, and scoop both knees into the chest. Other side. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. One more each side. Inhale. And inhale. And lower down. Good. We're going to kind of go to an external position on the ball. So find that external position. Squeezing that ball kind of in between the ankles now with our feet and hips slightly turned out. We're going to lift those legs to our frog. We're going to take the hands out from behind the head and reach them to the ceiling. So we're going to send that ball out. And this time as we curl up, we're going to take that ball out from between the ankles. So lift the legs, take the ball. Now send the legs down as you curl back down. Put the ball back. And down. And up, and down, and up. 3, 2, and 1. And down, and rest. All right, that was good. So we're gonna place our right foot on the ball. I just went to my left. So let's make sure that's on the right. All right. So right foot is on top of the ball. Your left foot is on the floor. We're going to be bridging, and we're going to do this in a hinge. So we're not going to curl up through our bridge. We're going to keep our spine long. And your goal is to not put the weight into the foot that's on the floor, but instead place the weight onto the foot that's on the ball as you lift. So let's take an exhale and lift. And lower down, leading with the glute. Exhale, lift again. Inhale. So if you're doing this correctly, lift up, inhale down. You're feeling that ball kind of wiggle around underneath that foot. Last one. We're staying lifted. We're going to press that ball out, and then we're going to pull it back in. Press it out. So on this one, you're going to have more weight on the foot that's on the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Pull it in, lower down. Let's switch to the other side. So from here, right, finding that parallel position with your legs. Your weight now as you lift is going to go into the ball, not the foot that's on the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Lead with the glutes on the way down. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. 3, 2, hold on the last one, hold it up there, send that ball out, bring it back in, and out. 2, and 1, and lower down. All right, so put that ball between your ankles again. And let's go ahead and curl up into a bridge. So the ball is between the ankles, feet are on the floor. We're gonna start with a scoop. Pull that belly in, feel the low back, press into the mat, curl up, coming to your bridge position. From here, start at your upper body. Exhale, curl down, all the way to your pelvis. So I just wanted you to be able to feel that out, because that's the same movement we're gonna do, but we're gonna now put those feet on top of the ball. So from here, it's the same curl, right? So we wanna articulate through our spine. We're gonna start with our scoop. Pull those heels gently in towards your sit bones. That's where they stay. And exhale, scoop out that belly, curl up. Inhale, exhale, curl down.
It's so hard, so hard. Okay.
It's gonna feel wobbly, and that's what it should feel like. And exhale, scoop it up. And exhale again, curl it down. And exhale, scoop it up. Press down and into the ball. Exhale, curl it down. 2 more. And exhale. And curl it down. Last one. And up. And curl it down. Hold here. We're on our last one for our hamstrings. So this one, we are not extending the ball further away. We are only going to pull it closer towards our sit bones. So we're gonna curl up, we're gonna hold. And we're gonna pull that ball in, and out, and in, and out, and in. 2 more, and 2. And last one, and we curl down. Woo. Keep your left foot on the ball, take your right leg to the ceiling, just kind of stretch out that hamstring a little bit.
I'm stretching mine.
Reach out. Pull that ball back in, take your other foot to the ball, stretch that leg up. And bring it back in. Bring it all the way in, roll yourself up, and we are gonna come to sideline. This is a great way to do sideline. You've got some really good, I think we'll go same direction.
Okay.
I think it's better. So you have some really good support, which is fabulous. So we're gonna place this ball right at the top of our hip bone, right into our waist, and we're gonna bring ourselves down to our forearm. So both knees are bent for the moment. From here, we're gonna send that top leg all the way out to extension. We're going to lift the elbow of our arm that's on the floor, just a little bit. And the other arm is gonna come up. So I'm gonna be able to put pressure through my hand that's on the floor. I'm gonna keep my spine as long as possible as I tighten my belly and pull it in. And I'm gonna exhale, and I'm gonna try to lift my body kind of from that ball, right? Inhale, exhale. So I'm straightening a little bit off the hand on the floor. Where you should be is your oblique. And 3, and 2, and 1, and come down. And then from here, we take now we can place that hand either on the floor in front of you or on your hip, whatever feels good. We're gonna take now that top leg and we're gonna lift it up. So how you make this a little harder is by taking that elbow that's on the floor underneath you and lifting it a little bit, bringing your body a little bit more into a lift. You're gonna feel that a lot more through your oblique. Exhale. Let's do 2. Then we're gonna switch the foot position now to a flex. And up, and up, and up. 2 more. And last one. And down. Just take a little stretch. with the arm up overhead, and just let your oblique kind of stretch out. All right, we're just gonna combine those two things. So we're gonna keep our hand on the floor, but our elbow is gonna be lifted. Our arm is gonna be to the ceiling. So this time as we lift the upper body, take your arm that's at the ceiling and lift your leg and try to reach towards the toes. Exhale, and down, and up, and down. You can look towards those toes, so you're kind of coming up and reaching towards those toes. And let's do 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and down and rest. So you're just gonna let your upper body now relax. You're gonna keep your arm and your forearm on the floor, right over the ball. And we've got our legs now stacked. And we're gonna think about our heels lining up with our sit bones. So they're in this nice straight line right here, okay? From here, we're just gonna do clams. So hand is gonna be on your waist. As you exhale, you're gonna lift that top knee up. So challenging yourself, you can come onto your toes, right, to do these clams. Or if you keep the heels down and the ankles down, that's also fine, right? So we exhale as we lift. You want your hand to be able to give you some guidance, because you don't want to lift the knee and let yourself start to move backward on that ball. You want to keep lifted up off the ball, like you're trying to lift out of that forearm that's on the floor. Let's do 4, and 3, and 2. On the last one, we're holding it up there, and 1, and we're pulsing it up.
Okay, good.
Up, 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 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down and rest. All right, we're gonna bring that top leg all the way out. Am I gonna kick you? Nope. Okay, we're good. We're gonna lift that leg so it's level with the hip. We're staying lifted out of our arm that's on the floor. We're going to point that leg forward. Now we're gonna flex the foot and we're gonna pull it back, and you're gonna squeeze your glute without moving on that ball. Point and reach forward, flex, pull back, point and exhale, point and exhale, point and reach, 2, and last one, bring it in, and go ahead and lengthen the arm that's on the floor, and let yourself bend those knees and bring the other arm, and just let yourself totally relax into this arch over the ball, and just breathe. Let yourself relax. If you think your body is relaxed, think about relaxing it more. Just release it. Now from here, take both those hands flat, turning a little bit on the ball and stretching. Keep your hips from wanting to roll forward. Keep them behind you, reaching that top hip behind you as you stretch those arms in front of you. Come back to center. And now come back to your forearm. Take that other arm to the ceiling, and now reach it kind of up and back as you look to the ceiling, and look at that hand as you reach it slightly behind you. And then bring it back. And we are going to turn. We're going to do that all on the other side. Yay!
So, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so from here, we're going to bring that ball again, right at the top of your hip bone and right into your waist. And we're going to bring that hand on our forearm down on the floor. Top leg is going to extend completely, right? So from this position, arm comes to the ceiling. So we're going to lift off the elbow just slightly on that hand that's on the floor. That elbow is slightly lifted. And as we exhale, we lift our upper body, gently pressing through that hand. And it's not that that arm is coming to straight, right? We're just coming up enough to feel that oblique. And then we lower back down. Exhale. Inhale. Pull that belly in. And down, and up, 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 and down, and down. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. We're coming back down. We're resting that elbow. If you'd like, if you want to make it more challenging, you're going to lift that elbow up a little bit. And from here, we're just going to lift the leg only. Lift. And up. And up. So the higher you're lifted through the body here, the more you're going to feel this through the oblique. The lower you are, the less. You'll probably feel it more through your glute med, right? So pick your place that you want to work right at the moment. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Just let yourself have a quick little stretch through that oblique region. And then we're going to come back up, and now we're going to make that a combo. So this time, as we curl up through the upper body, we reach our hand towards the leg that's lifting, and exhale, and down, and up, and up, and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and down, and both those knees come together. So we're resting our upper body, right? And it's not that I want you to totally collapse through the ball. You're still putting energy into the forearm on the floor to keep those shoulders lifted, but you've got some nice support with the ball itself. So remember here, we think about lining our heels up with our sit bones, and from this position, we can put our hand on our waist or our hips, and we're gonna go right into those clams. So you can come up to those toes, we clam up and down. So remember, if you feel the need to keep your ankles on the floor, you can. They can stay in this position, right? This is the challenge, coming up to the toes. And up, and really stretch that leg up. Really think about that external rotation and getting it up there as high as you can without letting that hip fall behind you. And 3, 2, 1, and now we lift up, we hold, and we pulse it up, 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 and you're really trying to pulse it up and back, back, up, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down, take that top leg, reach it all the way out, lift it up just to about your hip, keep the leg pointed, bring that leg forward. Flex that foot, exhale, press it back just till you feel that little glute squeeze, and point forward. And exhale. Are you still lifted out of the arm that's on the floor? Exhale. So try not to just totally collapse into that ball. Squeeze that glute. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Lengthen that arm down on the floor. Bring the other arm overhead. And just let yourself relax here. And just release completely over that ball. Relax even a little bit more. Just let it go. Breathe. Without rolling your hips forward, take those hands to the floor in front of you, looking down at the floor, and then just stretch those hands away, pulling that top hip behind you. And then bringing it back, come back onto the forearm, take that arm up to the ceiling, and then from here, just reach it slightly behind you and look at your hand. Nice rotation of that body. And then bring it all the way back. Come up into your seated position. One foot crosses over in front of the other. It doesn't matter which way. All right, we're gonna do both sides. We're just gonna roll that ball out, hinging forward into a stretch, feeling this through the hip, especially the leg that's in front, right? That's where you're feeling that. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Roll that ball back in. Let's just switch to the other leg in front. We'll do that one more time. And we'll roll it out. Stretching through now that hip that's in front. Deep breath in and out. And roll that all the way back in. So we're just gonna do one last thing. We're gonna go ahead and roll onto our stomachs, and we're gonna place the ball underneath our pelvis. So this is gonna be a little glute work.
Just a little.
Just a little. So, right under the pelvis, right? And we're gonna come to our forearms. So we're gonna look like our butt is kind of up in the air, right? That's what it looks like. All right, so from here, we're just gonna take those legs and you're gonna reach them behind you and straighten them. And mine are a little on that external, right? So they're a little further apart. They're not super close together, a little further apart. And we're in this nice extension. And we're gonna try to keep that ball stable underneath our pelvis and belly as we just take our right leg and slightly lift it up, connecting to that right side of the glute a little bit more. Inhale down, other side, exhale. And you're exhaling as you lift. You feel the belly tighten underneath you on that ball. Exhale, just keep alternating. And up, and up. Let's do 3, 2, we should be landing on the last leg. 1, bring both those legs back to straight. And now we're gonna try to lift both those legs up, just that little bit. So now connecting to both sides of the glute. Just little lifts. As you exhale, the legs are lifting, the belly is tightening underneath. Make sure you're not getting into your back here. If you are, I want you to come to genie arms and I want you to place your head down on the mat, all right? Otherwise you can stay in this kind of little sphinx position. And 3, 2, 1. Now, we're gonna bend those knees and we're gonna flex those feet as we come to froggy. Let those knees come to the floor. So we're here, we're in a relaxed position. Our knees are on the floor. Our feet are together at the heels, right? We're in that kind of frog position. We're gonna keep pressed out of the elbows, shoulders are down. As you exhale, pick up those feet and press them to the ceiling. Lower them back down to the floor. Tap, exhale. Tap, exhale. Tap, exhale. Down and up. And down, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And up. And up. And 3, 2, we're gonna hold. 1, hold, we're gonna pulse it up. Up, up, up. Really squeeze those glutes, feel that connection, tighten that belly. And 4, 3, 2, 1, we hold. We reach those legs out behind you on a straight leg, keeping them lifted as high as you can, then pull them back in, crisscross those ankles 2 times, and press them back out. In, crisscross, 2, 1, out. In, 2, 1, out. In, 2, 1, out. In, 2, 1, last one, hold. Keep those legs lengthened behind you, pull those heels together, press them out, and together. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring those legs together, let those knees come to the floor. We're gonna come up into our child's pose. Let those knees open. And we're gonna press that ball away. So we're just gonna let ourselves come into this nice child's pose position. Let your head sink between those legs. Push that ball away as far as you can. And from this position, we're going to curl up to our knees. So we're gonna scoop, rolling that ball in, bringing that ball all the way to our knees, and we are done. Thank you so much.